Have you ever watched a child, really watched them without stepping in, without correcting, without directing? It's not easy. We're wired to help, to guide, to fix, to teach. But in Montessori, we do something that might surprise you. We sit back, we observe, and through that quiet, patient observation, we learn everything we need to know about what to offer next. Today, I want to talk about what observation really means in Montessori, why it matters so much, and most importantly, how you can start doing it with the children in your life. Observation in Montessori isn't passive. It's a skill, it's a mindset, and it's a form of respect. Whether we're in the classroom or at home, we watch how the child moves, what materials draw them in, how long they stay with the task, where they struggle and where they shine. We take notes, we reflect, and we resist the urge to rush in, because that moment of struggle, that's learning in action. There's a reason Montessori teachers don't jump in with constant praise or correction, because when we step back and observe, we see the child's process, their concentration, their mistakes, their persistence, and their joy when they figure out something all by themselves. Maria Montessori believed that observation was the key to understanding the child. She said that adults should become scientific observers, noticing what the child needs and responding carefully. There's a beautiful story from Maria Montessori's time. She used to hand out rosary beads to her teachers, not for prayer, but to keep their hands busy, to remind them to observe instead of interrupting. Because when we're always stepping in, offering praise, correcting mistakes, fixing spills, we miss the chance to truly see what the child is trying to do. Montessori believed that every child is telling us what they need if we know how to watch. So, how do we actually observe in a Montessori way? Firstly, pause before acting. In Montessori, we believe in giving time to think, time to try, time to struggle a little, and to figure things out. Let's say a child is trying to put on their shoes. They put their foot in, but it's backwards. They frown, they tug at the heel. You're standing right there and your hands just want to reach out and help. But instead, you pause. Take a breath, maybe count to 5 in your mind and wait. It's in that pause that something magical happens. Sometimes they try again. Sometimes they ask for help with more clarity. Sometimes they just do it and their face lights up with pride. That pause isn't passive. It's a powerful act of trust. You're telling the child, I believe in you. I trust you to try. This is one of the simplest but hardest habits to build as a teacher or a parent, but it's also one of the most transformative. Secondly, watch like a scientist, but with empathy. When you observe, you're not judging, you're noticing. This means we try to remove labels and assumptions. Instead of saying, he was being difficult, you might say, he got up twice during the activity and walked to the shelf. Instead of making a conclusion and saying she wasn't interested in the lesson, if you looked deeper, you would see that she looked away after 30 seconds and began folding the mat. This kind of language helps you stay objective and curious, not reactive. And if you're a parent, the same principle applies. Instead of she was being naughty at bedtime, it could be she got out of bed 3 times and asked for another hug. Instead of he's so clingy, try saying he followed me around the house and asked to sit on my lap while I worked. By simply describing what we see, we avoid jumping to conclusions, and that opens the door to understanding what's really going on. Thirdly, record what you see. You don't want to write long reports. Just a few simple notes can offer so much insight. In a classroom setting, you might write, chose number rods independently, counted up to 6 before pausing, returned later and completed to 10. At home, it could be something like, asked to do the same puzzle 3 times today, or could name 4 colors correctly while painting. These quiet and small observations help you to notice patterns of what your child is drawn to, what they're working to master, or where they might need more support. They give you a clearer picture of your child's development and help you to plan your next steps without relying on guesswork. And fourthly, don't rush to fix or teach. This might be the hardest part. But in Montessori, we believe children learn by doing, not by being corrected all the time. Let's say your child spills water while pouring. Instead of swooping in with a cloth, watch what they do. Do they freeze? Do they look for help? Do they try to clean it up? That's where the real learning is. When we jump in too quickly, we rob them of the experience. But when we observe, we trust. We give them the gift of figuring it out for themselves. In our training programs, we don't work directly with children during the course itself, but very often I get the chance to observe our adult learners during their teaching practicum in the classroom. And honestly, those quiet observation moments are so powerful. I remember once watching one of my students present a pouring activity. She had just demonstrated it beautifully, and the child began trying it on their own. But midway through, there was a spill. Now, many of us would have instinctively jumped in and rushed to help, and I watched my student wondering, what is she going to do? She took a breath, gently clasped her hands, and waited. The child looked at the spill, paused, then took a sponge and cleaned it. No panic, no uh-oh, no fixing, just space. And in that space, the child showed independence, and my adult learner showed understanding. It was one of those moments where I thought, yes, this is Montessori in action. It reminded me that sometimes the most meaningful part of our role is knowing when not to act. When we truly observe, something changes. We begin to understand the child, not just because of what they're doing, but why they're doing it. We stop reacting and start responding. We become more patient, more intentional, more in tune. Observation helps us guide the child with confidence instead of second-guessing ourselves. And over time, it completely transforms the way we connect, teach, and support. That's why in our early childhood Montessori diploma, we spend time really focusing on this skill. Because anyone can learn to present a material, but learning how to see the child, that's what makes all the difference. Our program is self-paced, flexible, and filled with clear video presentations and illustrated manuals. You'll have support every step of the way through our WhatsApp community, weekly check-ins, and optional practicum experience in Jakarta. And most importantly, you'll learn how to show up with intention, clarity, and respect for the child's process. So, the next time you feel that urge to jump in, pause, observe. You might see something extraordinary. Until we meet again, have a beautiful day.